Welcome on board our boat Marco, Jeanneau Sun Odyssey from 1997, 45.1. We bought it in Italy 3 years ago from a very nice guy named Marco, and we like him so much that we named the boat Marco. It's never been chartered, and the tax has been paid in Europe. 3 years ago we brought it back to Denmark to fix it up for about a year, and then we've been sailing around the world for 2 years so far. Now let's take a tour. Starting out here in the front, we rebuilt this whole area to fit in a larger anchor. We also put in a mounting plate for our detachable bowsprit. We currently have a Mantus 30 kilo anchor mounted that you can almost see somewhere out there in the clear water. Behind it we have 70 meter of stainless steel chain and also 40 meters of rope. It's rated for holding a boat like ours, even in stormy conditions, meaning 50 knots or above. And that means that you sleep really well. And actually that's the main reason why we put it in, simply to sleep better. We also put in a larger seat out here, which is a really nice place to sit when you need some time alone, and also to watch the dolphins if you're lucky. Out on the sides here we have 360 liters of extra diesel in jerry cans, on top of the 200 liters of diesel that we have in our main tank. The area out here is really a really nice place to hang out, exercise, maybe drink a beer, all depending on what you like. You decide yourself. Out here we have a really nice room for storage. It's where we keep all our water toys, kite gear, surf gear. With the boat comes 2 surfboards, 2 scooper tanks with BCDs and regulators, and also 2 really large paddle boards that holds about 110 kilos. So you can just about fit 2 people on there. Regarding the rig, we have a furling mainsail as well as a furling Jeanneau. They're both made in Hydronet for increased durability. Then also one of the nice features about Hydronet is that it maintains the shape of the sail as it ages even better. These sails are currently 2 years old, but they look pretty much as new. There's also 120 square meters of vinegar, which is in a really nice bright orange. For increased safety, we added a boom brake to make sure that we don't get any dangerous situations with the boom. Another nice feature is that you can actually lock the boom in place, so if you're not using the mainsail, then the boom is not rattling around and making a lot of noise. On each side of the rig we put upstairs, and up there in the top is a really nice place for checking out what's going on in front of the boat, if there's any corals and so when you're going through the passes. And then it's also a really nice place to practice your diving skills. Here in the front of the mast we have our spinnaker pole. Up there we have the radar reflector and also a lightning rod. Over here, below the boom, we have our life raft, which will fit 8 people. Down here, we used to have a wooden rail, but we exchanged that with a stainless steel one to make it much more sturdy, so we can actually tie down things here. Here in the back, we also mounted these wind catchers, which is a really nice feature to have when you're out at anchor. It really pulls in a lot of nice fresh air into the aft cabins. The back part of the railing here, we exchanged with a solid railing, which is a really nice place to hang on to when you get in and out of the cockpit, so for increased safety. It's also a place you can mount things. It could be maybe some extra solar panels, your scooper tanks, maybe a barbecue, and your outboard engines. One of the things that we really like about this boat, and maybe the main reason why we bought it, is the fact that it has this really nice big cockpit where you can fit a lot of people, and this is a place where you spend most of your time when you're in the hot areas like here. We put in a bimini and a spray hood that goes all the way down to the back so you can stay dry. It's also of a big size, so even the tallest guy can stand here. You can also sit up here, which is a really nice place to see where you're going. If it starts raining even more, we have these rain covers you can put on the sides. They're detachable, so you can take them off. And we also have 3 shades that can be put wherever you like them. Finally, a really nice feature is also that all the ropes come down here, so you can control everything from the cockpit, so you don't need to go out there when the weather is bad. In each side of the boat we have, aside from the wheel of course, compass. We have all the wind data coming in here, and then we have a repeater where you can select what kind of data you would like to see, all depending on what you're doing. Out here on the side we have the new autopilot, and if you don't want to use too much power, then we also have a wind vane out here in the back from Hydrovane. And this is actually also where we have our 20 kilo stern anchor. and welcome downstairs at Marco.
Thank you.
In what most people call the galley. Here at Marco we like to call it La Cantina. The first thing you might see in here is that it's quite roomy. There used to be a sofa here, but we took that out really to make much more room, and that has been really nice when you're doing all the many boat projects. That is just unavoidable when you're traveling on a boat. So that's been a really big plus, we think. Of course, you still need something to hang on to when you're walking through the galley. So we put in these handlebars up here. So safety-wise, it's still good. So once you're sailing, you can go through this open space without falling. We still need the chairs, of course, somewhere to sit. So instead, we took these foldable chairs that we can take outside and really anywhere you like, which has been, I think, a big plus and much more flexibility. The sofa here is new, or 2 years ago we redid it, so completely new, and that actually goes for all the 4 cabins, and also outside. Everything has been all the cushions and pillows are new. The table here used to be a solid mount, and we exchanged that with a telescope, so you can put it down and you can turn this into a really nice big bed, or just a really comfy sofa for hanging out and watching a movie. Storage wise, below and behind the sofa there's storage, and of course in the cabinets up here there's also storage below all the beds, and especially in the 2 front cabins there's a lot of storage, and a little bit of a bookshelf. Here in the galley at Marco, the first thing I want to show you is a little freezer that we put in, together with a lot of mess also. Nice place to have all your tools so you can quickly access them. In all rooms we put in these really wonderful fans that can fold into the wall, and they can turn in any direction. There's one in each bed, and then 2 out here in the galley as well. For the sink we have of course a water pump for the salt water, and then fresh water we have cold, and if the engine has been running for about 15 minutes we also have hot water. Over here we put in 2 years ago a new stove, and the gas system is also exchanged, so that is not the original one but a new one. And here we have the fridge, which is pretty nice and roomy. Over here we have of course some fire protection, and that actually goes for all the rooms. There is one of these in every single room. There's also a fire blanket over here and a first aid kit. Down below the stove we also have a gas alarm, and in every single room there's also smoke detectors. So we pretty much stepped up on everything we could on that level. Oh yeah, there's also a CO2 extinguisher for the electrical systems. Over here in the corner we have these small power units where you can control the light, so you can turn it into different colors, and especially the red color is nice in the evening so you don't kill your night vision. And then you have USB plugs, and also a regular 12-volt plug, and that actually goes for all the rooms. So there's one of these in every room, so you can control your own light. In the front cabins here, usually there was only the bed down here in the bottom, but we wanted to make sure that it was pretty comfy in here for 2 people. So we installed a bunk bed up here that fits even really the longest guy out there. They also come with a kind of a harness, not sure what it's called in English, but we just it's a kind of a harness that makes sure that you don't fall out in high seas. We have those in both sides. And up here we also, like we showed you some of the other places, we have again USB sticks and power control, and of course the fans. Now if you move over to the other side here, we just installed that harness so you can see how it looks. So that's what keeps you from falling out. But over here is pretty much the same story. Once again, here you have the power unit in here for your USB charging, and storage here, and storage down below, just as we have in the other side. Once again, fans up here. And here in the aft cabins, that's where we have the really big and nice and comfy bed. And just to make it a little bit more comfortable, we actually added on a top mattress just to keep you a little bit cooler at night. Also to keep you cool, of course, we have, just as in all the other cabins, we have the fan, and we also have the electrical system as we saw in all the other cabins. And then you have a lot of nice storage here, and this is absolutely one of the favorite places to just relax. This is one of the 2 toilets slash showers that we have on Marco. This one is electrical, and the other one in the other end is manual. We use that as a backup, but mostly for storage. 2 years ago, we exchanged all the through holes on the boat and also the piping. And just recently, we installed a new holding tank, which is connected to this toilet. In here, we have the high pressure pump for the water maker. And in here, we have all the controls, so you can route it to the different water tanks. And the really large membranes, they're placed behind the couch in there. Our electrical system on the boat has also gone through a major makeover, of course, to accommodate some of all the many things that you want on a modern boat. So the panels here are actually also new because we wanted to make room for many more things. So many new buttons. We have installed the new solar panels 2 years ago, and most importantly, down here we have 600 amp hours of lithium batteries. That is really nice when you're living on a boat like this. Down here we have a Victron inverter, also a couple years old now. And there's also the controller for the solar panels down there. To keep an overview of everything, Victron has made this really nice control panel where you can see how the power is flowing through the various systems. Outside we also have a portable generator that we can use if everything fails, if the weather has been bad for too long time, and yes, that does happen once in a while. Moving on to our navigational system, we have a Raymarine plotter that's connected to a Raymarine radar as well as a 3D scanning Raymarine transducer. Then of course we have VHF and AIS both up and down, and then we have an autopilot as well as a wind vane mounted on the back of the boat. Everything was installed in 2018 except for the autopilot, where we had a new control unit installed just a couple of weeks ago. One of the nice things about the system is also that you can control it from both smartphones and tablets, so you can do it pretty much, yeah, well, anywhere around the boat that you'd like. And as for the engine here on Marco, it had a new engine installed in 2010. At the same time, they put in a new shaft seal, one of these packless seals based on carbon. 2 years ago, we put in a new gory prop, a 3-blade folding prop with overdrive. And we also put in an inspection hatch in the tank, so it's much easier to clean it out. We moved down the first filter to the front of the engine here, just so it's much easier to access and check it if everything is okay. We put in a flooding alarm over here. And then in general, the engine is pretty easy to access. It can be accessed from all 3 sides and also from the back. In general, it has caused us absolutely no trouble. And the best thing is that it starts every time. On the boat is also 6 life jackets like this one, Spinlock 5D deck vest. They come with a pilot light and a spray hood. And then we also installed these MOB1s, which is a personal AIS transmitter that is activated when the jacket is inflated, which means that it then sends a signal back to the boat so you can see on the plotter where the person is. That will of course never happen because you're always wearing your lifeline. On regards to e-perps, we have 2 personal e-perps, and then we also have a larger boat e-perp. Then we have a AIS SART also, and finally we have the life buoy up there. One of the other really nice features about this boat is the fact that you have this direct access to the water, and this is a very nice place to go swimming, and it also has a freshwater shower. So this is actually where we take pretty much all of our showers. One last thing, which is a really important thing really, that's of course the dinghy that goes with the boat. And this is a high-field 6-person dinghy with an aluminum bottom and made in Hypalon. With it comes 2 outboard engines, a 4 and a 15 horsepower Yamaha 2-stroke engine, where the 15 horsepower engine is actually only 1.5 years old. So all in all, a boat that's all ready to go, and you just need to pack your bag and come down here.